On the table today at Squirrel Stampede, we continue on with our Advent Calendar countdown. Today we have the Minecraft Mob Head Minis Advent Calendar. Hey everyone, this is Dan. Thank you very much for watching Squirrel Stampede today. We've gone through several Advent Calendar countdowns so far, like Stickbot and Sonic and Jurassic Park and Among Us, and now we're finally hitting up with Minecraft. But there are several other Advent Calendars out there, so we will hit those too hopefully soon. Lots of doors to continue to open as we count down December. So let's check out this village of Mob Head Minis from Minecraft, see what we can find and how festive they will be.
And don't forget to watch Squirrel Stampede's holiday train layout coming soon. Squirrel Stampede!
So there, our Minecraft 2022 Advent Calendar based off of Mob Head Minis. Not exactly my favorites. I yearn for the days of minifigures. I really hope we see some more minifigure series rebooted up again soon. But for now, we'll deal with the mob heads. And it's a pretty nice little festive box here. We have an overworld village up top, kind of a spooky sunset in the middle with a gate, and a ghast looking back, and then a snowy night world at the base. And very helpful numbering this time going across. I like that. The last few boxes have been all over. On the back here, there is so much to punch out. We've got a pathway punch out cutouts, we've got a tree cutout, we've got a pond iced over cutout. This box is very friendly in reusability. Walk with Steve as he spreads holiday joy with a gift for every mob he encounters. Yeah, the scene you're going to be able to build for Steve here is going to be quite unmatched. So let's just begin adventing it up with door number 1. And door number 1, a nice little frosted over house. Am I punching out the door? Am I punching out the house? What am I punching out? I guess we'll start with this door. It's kind of fragile here. I do not want to tear any of the cutouts. So I'm punching slowly, going slowly. Maybe use a small hobby knife if you need some extra help. On those tight to remove places, we've got the wall coming off, and it's Holiday Steve with a sweater Mobhead Mini. So if you're a lifelong Minecraft minifigure and are new to the mob heads, this is what you're going to get. You've got this very giant oversized head Steve with a smaller scale body underneath. And the deal with the mob heads is you can pop their body off and you can then take their body and place them inside their head. One of the most strangest updates to the minifigure series. They're not really in the minifigure series. I believe this is their own thing. I prefer so much the minifigures, but these are kind of interesting for a little bit of fun. And they do have tiny little articulated arms. Here is Steve from Series 1. And now we have a sweater Steve for festive holiday cheer. That is, if of course you get his sweater on the front of his torso, not the back. I had his body switched around. So there's Steve. They are painted fairly well for their scale. And as we see more, we'll get to know them better. And door number 2 behind the present up top. It's red. Is it a snail? I think it's a small Santa cap. Oh! So yes, it is indeed a small scale little Santa cap, much like what Sonic has, and we will place on top of Steve's head. That Santa cap is almost as heavy as Steve's head, but it festives him up. And what is behind the axe of door number 3? It looks oaky, or maybe pine. I think it's oak. I think we've got an oak block to build. So kind of continuing to play off the Build-A-Block, a series of figures from Mattel, we've got a little block to build of a piece of oak, probably. See if I can construct this up. Paper crafts, always sort of my weak point, but I was able to build together. Feels just a little bit smaller than the Build-A-Boxes from the other figures. But we now have a block of oak. I believe that's oak. Funny, the oak was behind the axe here. What's behind the oak? I see a constructible crafting table. And there we go. I don't know, personally I would have rather had a plastic block crafting table versus these constructables. They're kind of tricky to build. Door number 5 features a present, a small present. Oh, this is the smallest accessory I have ever seen in an advent so far. It is a tiny little bow and arrow. Wow, that is teeny tiny. Look how tiny that crossbow is. Is it a crossbow? No, it's a bow and arrow. It's just so small it could be either or, it almost feels like. It's just the size of the inner rings of the trunk here. And your figures should be able to hold these with their open sleeve hands to peg in these little weapon accessories. That is so tiny. So very tiny. I do like the accessories over the build-up blocks. What do we have? Door number 6. Maybe Alex? Well, it's not Alex, unless Alex was left in the pack for several years. Then I guess it could be Alex. We have a skeleton. And so here we have a Mobhead mini skeleton, which I believe is the first for me to find. I have not opened a Mobhead skeleton yet. It's got that blank-like stare of a skeleton, it sure does. Think it wants your bow, Steve. You better be careful. And of course, the skeleton gets his bow back. Now it definitely feels more skeleton. And what do we have behind door number 7? Behind the pickaxe, we can find another Build-A-Brick. I believe cobblestone. Oh no, a furnace. And behind door number 8, we've got diamonds. We've found diamonds behind door number 8. So that's 2 more Build-A-Blocks for Steve and the skeleton to fight over. Who gets what, the furnace or the diamonds? Well, the skeleton's pretty smart. He took the diamonds. Steve's got a furnace. Oh, the skeleton fell over. He's dead. Oh, Steve fell over. He's dead too. Box 9, behind the present in the sunset. Another very teeny tiny accessory. It's a shovel, a diamond shovel. Well, that's good. Steve now has a tool to work with. I always like the diamond shovel. I enjoy making pathways, and so having a shovel made of diamonds will ensure that you can build one of the longest pathways available. Or you can just slap the skeleton with it a few times. And at door number 10, and I should note, if you're careful with these buildings, you can then stack them up. So we'll try that after this building. You just have to be most uncareful in popping these out. Well, what do you know? A zombie. Now, we've seen a zombie in the first series of the Mobhead Minis. Series 1, so nothing special here. It's too bad they didn't give a holiday theme to the zombie and the skeleton like they did Steve. I would have been fine if everyone just got the same holiday sweater. That would have been funny. Okay, so the house punch-outs. If you're careful and you go slow, you got house punch-outs. And I think all you really do is fold in these side corners. And then the door even is a little bit of an extra stability piece down the hinge there. And so now we have the zombie's house. And you can kind of tell because it's got his face there. The zombie face is on the house. Steve's house just had your regular oak door. And the skeleton's house, well, looky there, the skeleton even had the face there, so you should be able to figure out who is behind what door now based off the face. So there's the skeleton's house, and you can set those up however you want. And for door number 11, I think these are planks, wood planks, but maybe a 2-block width. And while we're here, what's behind door number 12? Stickers. So it turns out it is not a double wide block, it's actually a boat. We've got the boat there and a couple tiny oars. I'm not really sure how to construct it perfectly though. I don't know how to get this final tab underneath the floor of the boat without tearing up the floor. So I gotta work on that some more. I guess Steve can use it as a backrest and we can place Steve in there, and I think there's even these little notches to kind of notch in the oars, but it's pretty fragile. Again, paper craft is not my thing. Oh no, Steve drowned. Oh, he's okay. It's actually not water, it's a snowy table today, so it's snow, it's not water. And door number 12 came with little lily pads, so you can take these little lily pads and stick them to the little lake piece on the back of the box here. 3 lily pads in there as we build up our adventure scene. So we're already halfway through, that's crazy. What happens when we get halfway through? I kind of almost forgot. The Candy Cane Invasion Part 5. The squirrels beam in mysteriously. Welcome.
Mysterious blue and white squirrel.
We have been monitoring your situations. Your war with the candy canes does not go well.
Yum, mysterious cake.
Luckily, we are in the perfect spot to help you, as our planet is located right next door to Planet Candy Cane. And we have developed a gentle weapon to subdue their attack. A giant weapon emerges from the mysterious planet to fire a destructo ray onto Planet Candy Cane. Oh great, acorns! You just destroyed Planet Candy Cane! Yes, a slight miscalculation on our part. Well, it seems as if our work is done here. We'll send you home.
Hey!
To be continued. Well, that was probably the most traumatic episode yet. So let's see some more doors here right behind the ghast in the portal. Door number 13, always the haunted. The haunted. Oh, it's so tiny. What could that possibly be? Can I even get this out? It's either an egg or a lump of coal. I think it's a lump of coal is what I'm going to say. That would make so much more funny sense to the calendar. This is so going to be lost. I'm going to say coal, but I guess it could be flint too. I forgot the shape of coal. It's like a little mini diamond, but that's so going to be lost. While we're here, what's in door 14? TNT! Always have to be careful with TNT. So we have a TNT craftable block. And next door to that, this house should be a given. 15. What's the face of this door? That's pretty easy to tell. Basically an unofficial logo of Minecraft here. Punch out ever so slowly at your risk. Although most of these have been punching pretty well. Now that I've said that. There's the creeper house door removed, and there's our creeper. And we've seen a creeper too, series 1. Oh, if it only just had a holiday sweater on it, right? We all need holiday sweaters on these. That would have made the series. And let's just finish off this middle row. Door number 16 next door is a cozy fire. Very nice. The neighborhood's looking pretty nice now. I guess we could move the creeper in right next door to Steve, right? Creepers make great neighbors. Huh? And maybe we can place this block of TNT right on the other side of Steve.
What?
And now to finish off, we can place this crackling fire right in front of Steve's house. Uh-oh, the crackling fire. It's ignited the TNT and creeper. Oh, painful, painful for Steve. So don't place those items too close together. They are not compatible very well. Well, we've now reached the bottom row of our advent calendar here with door number 17. Build a jack-o'-lantern. Door number 18. Build a grass block. And door number 19. What do those eyes tell you? I think I have a pretty good idea because my neighbor is one of these. It's an Enderman. Okay, these 3 doors go together pretty well. There's our Mobhead Mini Enderman, which I believe is the first Mobhead Mini Enderman. I can't stand him. We'll just place him on his head. Series 1 did not have one, although Series 2 is where the Enderman shows up. So there, again, is an Enderman. I've got a few boxes here from Series 2. We've also got the grass block built for our Enderman to carry around, which is pretty good and appropriate for those doors. There's the Enderman's house with the 2 eyes at the door. And this is kind of fun. So here's our Steve. Let's remove our holiday hat. And it turns out this constructed jack-o'-lantern box has an open floor, so you can place over Steve's head. That way he can kind of hide around and not get the Enderman's attention. Of course, I don't think he will anyway, because the Enderman is upside down. Oh no, Steve, you fool! He can see you! You better run away fast! And moving along to a few more doors, what do we have behind 20? 20 looks pretty small. It's probably one of those micro accessories. And it is an Eye of Ender or an Ender Pearl, one of the two. Yeah, it's an Eye of Ender. Either one would have worked. Ender Pearl would have been fun with our Enderman. Or an Eye of Ender here. These are so micro small. I practically need a tweezers here. So there we go, a tiny, tiny little Ender object. Let's see if I can get our Enderman to hold on to this. These are so overly, underly micro. They're just too small. I think they pushed the boundaries of what's micro and workable. But there we go, holding on to the Eye of Ender this Enderman is. And, oh! There goes the Enderman, just did a little teleport on me. Hard to hold on to those guys. And door number 21, a little snowy here at night. We've got maybe a shulker box. I think that's what that is. And next to that in the little present of door number 22, oh my gosh, more micro. It's a bone. I'm gonna shoot this across the room, aren't I? Tiny, tiny little bone with an interesting extra bit of plastic on it. So we got a little bone accessory. And 23, what do we have in 23? Hearts! Oh, I saw this on the back of the box. Which I think I now remember what we're gonna find in 24. So what is one of the most amazing gifts that you can get at Christmas time? It's always on a viral video where someone's crying. So blessed to have one inside the present. Door number 24. Drum roll, please. It's a puppy dog. A little wolf pup with green collar. A Christmas green collar. So a cute mob head mini wolf here with green collar. We saw a red collar wolf with Series 1. Series 1 had the red collar. We've got a bone for our wolf and or something to fall off a skeleton. And of course, if you give a dog a bone, they fall in love with you. So kind of a fun accessory adventure with your final door 24 for Holiday Steve. I hate to say it though, out of the 5 advent calendars we've gone through so far, this one has been the weakest. Mostly punch out cardboard items. For the cost, I don't think balances too well. Had all our mobs been in holiday sweaters, I would have given it an extra star. But we have a few extra things to do. On the back here, remember, we've got some more punch outs. Let's see if we can dress up our little scene some more. We've got the frozen pond. Go ever so slowly with these if you want to keep them nice and tacked. And a really nice fence piece on the side here. Look how far it goes. Oh, that was so touch and go. I think we got it. Now we have to remove all these little midsection pieces too. We'll get that in a second. Then there's pathway pieces up top here. It's Minecraft Tetris, everyone. And most importantly, the Minecraft tree. Let's get the tree out. Steve, you definitely have some interesting neighbors here. Well, here's our frozen over pond to place in front of our village. And all these pathway pieces, you can kind of just Tetris them how you wish. I guess it depends on what the diamond shovel wants to do that day. You've got several different shapes for several different pathway options. Then we have this enormous tree. Look how big this Christmas tree is. This thing is taking up the village.
Wow!
Would have been really fun had they been able to give that to us in a plastic buildable tree or something other than just paper craft. Continuing the path on this way. And then I didn't really punch out the holes yet in this fence, but we've got this interesting fence. I think every time you see a double post, you can do a corner. Ooh, it wants to fold not where you want it to fold. So we've got a nice little fence piece too to add in throughout. Maybe I'll just kind of meander it through the backyard over here somewhere because it's a little bit clunky. Oh, we can place the boat onto the water and those lily pads again. So that's your 2022 Advent for Mobhead Minis. It's gonna give you something to do, that's for sure. With all the punch outs, just don't leave this too close to a holiday fireplace. Oh no. And I do actually have a couple more Mobhead Minis to share. We've got Series 2. Series 2 features another Steve and another Alex. And like we just saw with the village here, we have another Enderman included. But there's some new characters, like I really want to see the squid. So let's check out a squid here. How do we open these again? There's a punch on their forehead. And if I recall, then the top pops off. And our classic, oh, reminds me of the days of minifigures. Bring them back, please, Mattel, bring them back. We've got a mob head mini squid, pretty good size. A little bit supersized with that huge head. Nice, so I can have a squid floating around in the little pond at my advent calendar. Then we've got an evoker, that's kind of fun to look at. An evoker mob head mini. These boxes pretty much just get destroyed. Another very large-headed mini that won't stand. So there's our evoker, almost the same scale as a squid head. Look at that. Those two are very clever in scale. And of course these continue to place their bodies into their head cavities if you wish. Just kind of an odd thing to do. And we've got a panda. Oh boy, the panda's head is even bigger. Series 2 really features some big mob heads. So there's our bulbous giant-headed panda. I don't know who wins the trophy. I guess the panda does. That's a huge head. That is so bizarre and funny. We've got a cow. And I don't believe we had a cow in Series 1. Maybe we did. I'm forgetting. But there's another cow. And finally, the last for Series 2 that I was able to find. Charged Creeper. Ooh, and this one's really quite fun. If you peer closely, the Charged Creeper has a little bit of a sparkle finish, translucent plastic to it, so that looks pretty cool. Where'd our regular creeper go? There's a regular creeper. And the creepers had interesting legs too, I forgot. They've got hinged legs, so you can kind of move these two sides in or out. Right now it looks like it's running, whereas this one looks like it's standing, based off kind of the position of where those legs are. So fun with the creeper. And that's the Minecraft Mob Head Minis Advent Calendar 2022. Pretty interesting, pretty cardboardy, but there's some gems in there, mainly Steve with a sweater and holiday cap. If you liked today's video, please give us a squike, a squirrelibe, and a squammet, your favorite Mob Head Mini. Thank you much for watching. That's what I have to say about that.